Welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna get this thing running and driving on the road by the end of this video. So guys, before we jump into this video, I just want to say a huge thank you to all the guys who sent me well wishes when this channel got hacked. Thanks for reaching out, thanks for the support and letting me know that you actually care about what happens to this channel. So another way you can support this channel as well is get yourself some Olde Carr Guy merch. Get yourself a t-shirt, hats, hoodies, whatever you're looking for. Go to my link down below in the description and check out my merch store and support the channel that way. Another thing you can do, hit that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to Olde Carr Guy for more great Panther platform content, as well as the Yugo. We're gonna be getting back to that here very, very shortly. We're just waiting on some parts to show up. So the plan today is kind of twofold. So one, we got to get that transmission line fixed, which I don't think we can fix from up here. It's kind of, you know, down in the bowels. I think I showed it in the last video. But we've got to find out exactly where it's leaking so we know how far back to cut the lines. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get Junior in the car. We'll get it up in the air, get him to start it, and see if we can find out where it's actually leaking. So I'm going to get this thing up in the air, and we'll find out where that leak is. Okay, start her up. Son of a... Got no battery. Of course it doesn't. We couldn't have figured that out before we put you up there. Okay. All right, so there's the puddle, and if we come up here, well, exactly right where that drip is, there is a split in the line. So we're likely gonna have to come back here. So we're likely gonna have to come back here where the good line is, and probably come clear back. I don't know, we may end up having to replace the whole thing. All right, so what I'm having to do is I'm having to remove at least one of these transcoder lines, because as we come down here, I did notice there's a little bit of a crack right there in the line, and she'll start spewing out. So we're gonna have to kind of come back up here on the straight to cut, and we'll put a little coupler in there, and we'll run some copper line probably all the way up and replace it where they connect into here, and we should be good. So I'm just trying to wrench on that, very tight quarters, but I think we'll be able to do it. All right, so we've got the two lines off the transmission. I cut them here so I can reuse that section to screw into the transmission here. We've got the bolt removed from the engine block, and we've got these lines all freed up from out front. And in theory, they should just pull through, but they're hanging up on a few things. Anyways, I'll get these pulled out, get them out of the way, and that'll make room for the new line that I'm gonna run from here up to there. So let's do it. All right, so we've got our copper lines here run. We're gonna have to tie them up so they're not flopping all over the place and chafing on stuff. Clamps are on here, run up through here, and we've got our fittings up into the transmission. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run up top, get it running, pour some transmission fluid into it, see if it's still leaking. I'm concerned that these fittings here on the transmission may not be tight enough or sealing properly. I don't know. I'm just not confident in that. Anyways, let's go get some transmission fluid. So this thing may not stay running for very long because with the hole in the gas tank, it may not, it may only be running on the gas that's in the lines. So that looks good up there. And that looks good there. So I think we got ourselves a win. Let's get this thing down. Get it topped up. All right, so I've dumped 2 gallons. 2 gallons. So I've dumped 2 quarts of Mercon V transmission fluid in there. The car won't stay running now because guess what? It's out of gas. The gas tank has a hole, as we know, and it was just running on the gas that was in the fuel line. So let's get some gas into it, and then we can start it up again and check and see if we have a transmission. I don't even know what kind of gas is in here. It's kind of dark. It might be mixed. It's fine.
It'll just smoke a little.
It might smoke a little bit. It'll get us down the road anyway. Why is it everything I own runs out of gas at some point in its life?
I don't know. Seems to be a trend with you.
Seems to be.
Is it leaking?
If it's not, it will be.
Nope, nothing yet.
I love that.
How low is it?
It's still down a little bit, but I'm gonna go put it in neutral. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try the gears.
Give it a shot.
I put 2 liters into it. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Ready?
Yep. Oh, look at that.
You get reverse.
Definitely a little low still,
It's a little slow to engage.
but it's there.
So, you'll have to top it up a little bit more. But it's got gears, at least forward and reverse. Let's hope it's got more.
Yeah. Sounds like a sewing machine anyway.
Just purring along.
As it warm up, it will, you'll know.
Definitely need to leave it up on another one. And make sure what you're doing is you spill it all over the place because it wouldn't be right if you didn't.
Spill it right on the manifold.
Oh yeah. Excited.
I know. I haven't heard it run this long. It seems to be, he said it had a misfire. I don't hear anything.
Don't hear misfire yet.
Maybe when it warms up fully. As you can see, it's not even shaking.
It purrs pretty good though. 154,000 miles.
That's nothing for one of these things though.
No. And some of you might be asking how we got the mileage off this thing because on the gauge cluster it's not reading. We actually went in with the OBD2 scanner and we were able to tell it was 154 and change. And that was in the last video, so make sure you guys go over here and watch that. It's hard to tell because it's still in the line.
I'd cycle it through a little bit.
Yep.
Just like put it in drive, let it roll, and then put it in reverse. Bring it through the gears.
I'm gonna double check, make sure it's not leaking. So far, so good.
Give it a little blip. I'll get behind. I like that. I think the brakes are sticking a bit.
I don't think it's a locking differential.
No? It could just need a service too, you never know. There's only one way to find out though with the burnout.
It's a good thing we don't have neighbors.
Man, it's in quiet.
Up here it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you don't have fluid on both sides of the stick, all it's doing is it's picking up fluid as it is rolling down the tube.
Yeah.
So that's why you flip it over and check both sides. Right now it's showing like this much on one side, and the other side looks like it's over full.
Yeah.
So,
What's that, a 75 mil? What's that, a 75? Yeah, 75 millimeter
DK throttle body.
Yeah. Mine's a 78 on mine. I thought this one was bigger for some reason.
Let's see. So on this side it's showing way over full, but on this side
So hard to tell.
it's just up to that line right there. So
Maybe then the rest of that
the
cord.
rest of that core probably would do it.
Yeah. I find it weird that these valve covers have like a weird like bump up on them,
Yeah.
unlike the older model. Must be for some sort of emissions or whatever.
And we had a question earlier, didn't we, Junior? About these cars.
But oh, I don't know what this is, but my car has it. This car has it, but Grandma didn't have it. Blackjack didn't have it. I don't
I
think.
don't think so.
So your Lincoln didn't have it. My Lincoln doesn't have it.
I know there's a good explanation for it, but if you guys know, leave it in the comments down below. What is that piece right there?
Yeah.
I'm excited to drive this thing. I've never driven a cop car, an ex-cop car before. And no, I've never driven in one either. The back seats. Actually, I shouldn't say that I have. When I was a kid, probably, I don't know, when I was like 10, 12 years old, back in the day when most kids still looked up to police officers, which I still do, by the way, we just saw a couple of them sitting downtown one time. And we just started talking to them about the car. We're pretty excited, cops, cop cars. Anyways, he says, "You want to sit in the back seat?" And I'm like, "Sure." Anyways, of course, as you know, you can't get out of them
Yeah.
without them letting you out. And they played that a little longer than I wanted them to.
Yeah, you're scared a little bit.
Well, I mean, 12 years old, I didn't think much of it, but I'm thinking, it'd be kind of nice if they let me out.
I think the only cop car I've been in the back of was when Tommy was sheriff.
Yeah.
I think he let me in the back of his cop car once.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, my brother-in-law Tom started off his policing career in the Air Force,
I think so.
I think, military police, something like that. And when he went to police academy, when he was done, he became a sheriff up here in Maine. And he had a bad accident. Hit a moose with his car, messed up his back. And anyways, he ended up retiring, so he's not a cop anymore, but he loves these old things. Tom, if you're watching, I'll let you take it for a drive.
But he probably used to drive one, eh?
Well, he did. The one he wrecked was an Impala.
Yeah. He had
The
just
one before that
new.
was Indeed, I believe.
Yeah.
Cars that should never have become police cars. Chevy Impala.
No. Those are junk right from the day they're built.
Ford Tauruses. Dodge Intrepids.
Yeah.
And I know there's going to be some on here. That's where it's supposed to be. Yep. There's going to be some on here who even say Dodge Chargers should never have been police cars. But I'm not going to go there. You guys can make up your own mind in the comments.
Well, some of the police get the Hemis. Those work pretty good.
All right. I think we're ready for go for a drive. A little more gas in it.
Yeah, probably. Bring a gas can with us too.
Well, what we'll do is we'll
Drive it down to the gas station.
get out of the gas station, top up that 5-gallon gas jug, take it with us.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this thing down off the rack, and we'll meet you guys outside.
How's that?
She's a ripper, boys. Anyways, I'm gonna grab my coat. We'll close the shop up and take her down to get some gas.
Sure.
All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is get down to the gas station, which is like a quarter of a mile down the road. Then we'll take it out the highway and see how she works. With this high-pitched squealing noise, almost sounds like a really, really fine vacuum leak. I don't know what it is. Under the hood.
Maybe it's
Anyways, we'll figure something out.
vacuum control. Maybe.
Yeah.
Those are. It could be that.
I put it in gear and it kind of goes away. But we're about to piss off some neighbors across the street here. Because we're going to take off and
If anything, they'll love it.
she going to be loud. I'm not going to lie. We'll wait for that Kia to get a little head start on us here before we...
Snap on it. I think it would be good.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
But you know what? It shifted.
It shifted.
It shifted nice.
Yeah, it did. It's going through the gears.
Handle the brakes.
Brakes don't feel bad.
No, they're
Not
rusty.
Thumping all over the place.
Well, they look new.
Oh, yeah.
Just been sitting.
We'll pump a few dollars worth of gas into her, and then we'll take it up the highway. Oh. Junk rolling around. So I only put about 3 gallons in it. I figure if this thing gives us, let's just say it averages about 18 miles to the gallon, and it's dripping out at a rate of maybe 3 miles to the gallon. We don't want to go too far.
This is just a test cruise.
This is just a test cruise. See what we're up against. So far, it's got a transmission. It shifts into drive, it shifts into the gears. And once we get it out on the highway, we'll see, make sure she's got overdrive all right. Oh my God, that's horrible. That's worse than this freaking town car. There's third gear.
There's that misfire he was
There's the
talking about.
misfire.
Yeah. Overdrive works?
Switch works. Check engine lights flashing.
gas.
There's overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be smelling gas just because it's in the gas jug behind us too.
The heater work?
I think so. Yep, heater works.
Stinky, but it works.
It's stinky. Gas gauge works. It's come up to about 1/8 of a tank. And I don't think we're going to hit the highway with it. We had to climb that big hill to get up to the highway, and if it's misfiring,
Yeah.
probably not good for it. So
Oh, that check engine light just went away,
it just
didn't
went
it?
out, so it's fixed.
Yeah.
Maybe we will.
Well, I think it's under load, maybe. Probably got a bad coil.
He said that it had a cylinder 7 misfire, so we'll verify that when we go back. So far, it hasn't reared its ugly head till now, but we haven't been able to drive it till now either.
Yeah. Or you only been able to run it 10 seconds.
Yeah. It is up to temperature though. Temperature gauge works. Sorry folks. Sorry for the snappy exhaust.
Oh, don't be sorry. I do it all the time. Yeah, there.
No engine light yet. Yeah, heater works good too, by the way.
Needs to be clean before we use that much, though.
Stinks, but it's not like,
That bad.
huh?
It's not that bad. It's just
Well, it doesn't
musty.
smell like mouse or anything like that.
No, just musty.
Might be moldy. We might be like inhaling mold right now.
That's probably all right. Oh, there it is. When it
Okay.
kicks into overdrive.
Goes into overdrive. It gets laggy.
That's that misfire then.
Well, combination maybe. All right. Speeding car up ahead. Let's get her. Well, 100 mile an hour, the check engine light comes on.
You know what though? That kicked down all right.
It did.
It definitely works pretty good. Work even better once it's not misfiring.
Yeah. But transmission works, it kicks down. That was my biggest fear with buying this car, was not knowing about the transmission. I mean, what was the worst case? We had to put a transmission in, an extra cost. Well, all that does for me, if I end up spending too much money on this car just to get it on the road, that just means I'm gonna have to drive it. So, and I'm okay with that. But those mufflers that are in the trunk, they're definitely going on. I can't drive it that way.
No.
Oh look, another bad guy. Well guys, we've got that out of the way. We know the transmission shifts, goes forward, back, it's got all the gears, got overdrive, got a little bit of a misfire, which the seller told us it had. Cylinder number 7, we haven't verified that yet. And the gas tank's hanging and dripping. But we'll get to that. We've got a donor car, Junior's 02, I think it is, Lincoln town car. Gas tank, same thing. So we're gonna get the gas tank out of that, and it's in a lot better shape than this one. So that'll be happening in an upcoming video. Stay tuned, because we've got lots more to do with this. We've got to clean it up. We've got to get it registered. We've got to get it ready for inspection, which means rocker panels. That'll all be coming up, and we'll do some in-depth rocker panel work on this car. Don't forget, guys, make sure you're supporting Olde Carr Guy with some merch. That link is down in the description box below. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to Olde Carr Guy. Stay focused on the windshield, not the rearview mirror. I love you guys. God bless. Let's do it again in the next video.